Good morning. I hope you're enjoying your breakfast. I would like to make some announcements. After breakfast, we're going to have a panel discussion that will discuss the mega projects. And Q&A will be open from the floor. I would like to share with you some of BEBA's forthcoming events. On the 17th of December, we're going to have our annual general meeting and a panel discussion alongside the inauguration of Vodafone sustainability reports. And our annual general meeting is going to follow the panel discussion. Our business mission to the UK will be held from the 14th of February to the 17th of February, and it's going to concentrate on energy. So I would like you to enjoy your breakfast, and after that, our chairman, Khaled Nasser, is going to give the welcoming remarks. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure having you here with us today. On behalf of myself and the Board of Directors of BEBA, I'd like to welcome you to this special event that we're organizing today about mega projects in Egypt, the challenges and the opportunities. It's a great pleasure to have our special guest speaker today, Engineer Khaled Abbas, Chairman and Managing Director of the Administrative Capital for Urban Development. We also have Dr. Ibrahim Mustafa, Deputy Minister and Vice Chairman of the General Authority of Economic Zone of Suez Canal for Investment and Promotion Affairs. Dr. Ahmed Sherin, Vice President, General Authority for Investment and Free Zones, GAFI. And Mr. Sherif Hamouda, Chairman, GV Group, Tarboul Industrial City. And lastly, the moderator, Karim Helal, President of Concord International Investment. I'd also like to take the opportunity to welcome our special guests, Ambassador Kim Yong-hun, Korean Ambassador to Egypt, His Excellency Dominic Goth, Singaporean Ambassador to Egypt, and His Excellency Talat Swedi, Member of Parliament and Chairman of the Environment and Energy Committee at the Parliament, and Mr. Mehmet Bahadir, Turkish Deputy Mission to Egypt, and Mrs. Maha Abdel Nasser, Member of Parliament. I'd also like to recognize and thank our sponsors, GV Investment and QNB Al Ahli. And of course, our event partners, Banque du Caire, CIB Egypt, GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, Suez Canal Bank, Tatweer Misr, Vodafone Egypt, and New Era for Education. I believe Nadia already briefed you about the programs coming up and our business mission, which we hope will be another success like every year, and we hope it will be a good opportunity for more members to join. Finally, I'd like to give special thanks to our strategic media partner, Excellent DNN, and our beverage sponsor, Coca-Cola. I will leave the mic to my dear friend, Karim, who just had a recent haircut and looks younger. Na'iman. Thank you, Karim. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the very delicious breakfast. And now we will start with what I think should be a very interesting session. We have here, as you can see, three major catalysts for Egypt's economic future. And of course, we have the supreme promoter next to me. I think it's very important that we have the opportunity to learn more about these three, I won't call them projects, but they are really missions, each one of them equally important to achieving our aspirations in times at best full of challenges. We have a lot of challenges surrounding our economy, as well as recent geopolitical uncertainties. Some of these challenges are real, embedded in our structure that need to be addressed on a long-term basis. And some, I would dare say, are perceptions, especially, like it or not, from the West, from financial media, from rating agencies, if I may. They all seem to paint a rather bleak picture of what is happening with us now and our prospects. Now, I think most of us will agree and have a firm belief that despite these immediate challenges, which may stay with us for a while, Egypt is going to come out stronger, more prosperous on all fronts. Now, to achieve this, we have, like I said, three major pillars of the vision of what Egypt should look like in the near future. I will start with Engineer Khaled, old friend, who has been tasked with a very demanding job, given a massive project which comes with a lot of high expectations, fortunately, but I'm sure he will be able to deliver. Now, the new administrative capital, it's been a subject of debate, talks, rumors even, for a very long time. And I have to say, as somebody who is sort of involved in the field, we do need a bit of clarity. We really want to know from you what is actually happening factually on the ground, what is the plan in the near future, and of course, ultimately, what is the long-term objective that you are seeking to achieve. So let me start by asking first if you can give us a brief description of what the administrative capital is really all about. What sectors does it cover? Where are we in each sector? And what is your plan as CEO? How do you see this going forward according to your vision? Please.
Thank you, Karim. At the beginning, I want to thank Khaled, the chairman, and Nadia for this invitation, and thank for all the audience. Let's at the beginning saying that the new administrative capital for urban development, the ACUD, we are a company. Our shareholders are governmental entities. Like at the end, we are dealing as a private sector. As a company, our assets now on the ground is almost $10 billion. Last year, we made a profit more than 20 billion Egyptian pounds before taxes. Aiming this year to make another 20 more. We are targeting to make between 20 and 26 billion Egyptian pounds. I start with these numbers because everybody, as Karim said, he don't think about the new capital. He see like it's a rumor or something like that. But all what I want to say is a short word. A dream come true. This is what happened on the ground. A dream come true in just only 6 years. We start working in the new capital in 2017 from scratch. A small team who start the planning for the new capital, and now already the government, all the government, starting from the prime. We have every day more than 45,000 employees come in and out from the new capital, plus the visitors. So we are talking about this. What we are doing now, I think we are one of the biggest real estate developers in the world. I don't think there's a company own 230,000 Faddan as a land bank. We are working now in phase 1, which is almost 40,000 Faddan. We are doing our master plan for phase 2 and 3 and 4. and we're going to start working in phase 2 in another 40,000 faddan. I think we're going to work on the ground for the infrastructure for the second phase in the second quarter of next year. For phase 1, what we are working now, we almost finish 95% for all the infrastructure. From the beginning, there are 3 main pillars for the new capital: to be green, to be sustainable, and to be smart. We are fully smart. We have our command center for management the city. We have fiber optics cables in everywhere, even for every unit. There is a fiber cable for the IPTV, for the ONT, all these services. For the green, in the old governorate, for every people 50 centimeter. In the new capital, the minimum is 15 square meter per person. Last week, we won a prize in Dubai for the landscape, for the new green river. We won the first prize for landscape sustainable for the green river. If you are talking about sustainability, 30% from the electricity for the government buildings is from solar panels. We have a smart infrastructure to minimize the waste and to well manage our resources. There's lots of things we can talk about it, but our vision now, as I said, now the new capital, in every conference internationally or even outside Egypt, they are talking about the new capital as a model. Most of the international companies are working with us, whether in technology, whether as a consultant. For phase 2 and 3, we have now a request. We receive for one of the biggest 4 consultants in the world. They want to make the master plan for phase 2 and 3. And now we are choosing one of them. They are 4 of the best consultants and master planners in the world. This shows that how everybody outside Egypt looking for the new capital. We're talking about the investments. There are lots of opportunity investments in the new capital in all sectors. Whether industrial, we have an industrial zone which will start working next year, and will offer the lands for the industrial developers. All other sectors, as a commercial, residential, all these sectors are ready to receive investments. Our vision for this city, or our role as a company, to give a quality of life for the people, whether they are living in the city or they are visiting the city. And this is our main target now, as a quality of life. And the people have to see the difference between a city managed by a company or any other city in Egypt. The main challenge is the management. As I'm always saying, that once you enter from the gate of the new capital, we are almost the government. We are responsible for everything. We're responsible for the infrastructure, responsible for roads, for landscape, even for the building permits. We are around everything inside the capital as a company, and this is a big challenge for us. I don't want to talk a lot, and I want to close my eyes. As I said, this is a dream come true for a country facing lots of maybe financial challenges, but I hope everybody come and see, because lots of people are talking about the new capital, they never see it. Once they saw the new capital, they had another impression totally, and this is make us happy. We have, every day you have visitors from all over the world, whether going to any minister or visiting the ACUD. They are impressed with the place, with the design, with the quality of the work, with the quality of the landscape. And I think this is the future of Egypt. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Khaled. It's very encouraging to hear what you're saying, because, I mean, let's be honest, when this project was announced, there were a lot of skeptics. Saying, do we need this? Why? And so on. I understand that. I was one of them, actually, at some point. But I can see now that this really is an iconic vision. It's for the long term. And I have to say here that we, in general, are not used to thinking very long term. That's our culture, unfortunately. We're kind of quick wins. This is a different story. So one last question before we move on. You mentioned earlier, or in fact, the president actually himself mentioned at some point that the new capital will be floated on the market with a capitalization of a lot of billions. Now, we know that this is not a realistic option right now. I think we all know that. But you also mentioned in a conversation I remember we had that you were thinking of having different subsidiaries doing different things within the administrative capital that could be floated, which I think is a very sensible idea. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and also in terms of timing, if you have any?
Let's first, Karim, I want to answer a question you said, or everybody was thinking that, as you said, are we need to the new capital or not? I want to say that we are a country are increasing by 2.5% every year in population. So we are talking about minimum 2.5 million newborn every year. As my last position as a deputy minister of house, nobody can calculate it before. Since 2014 up till now, 9 years, we are increased by more than 20. Where will those going to live? Now, there was a master plan for urban development for year 2052. In the best numbers, we're going to be 160 million Egyptians at that time. In the worst case scenario, with this increase, we're going to be more than 180 million in 2052. So all those new cities and the new capital was planned from day one to start working with these places. Those people, those increase. Otherwise, we cannot continue living like that. So the purpose of the new capital is not came like that. It's not came an idea. Just no, it was in the master plan for the urban development. It was from day one, like New Alamein, like New Mansoura. All these new cities was in the plan, and there's lots of coming. So the new capital, we are needing the new capital. Now, if you go downtown city, now Cairo, after moving all the government from there, no, if you talk about transportation, everything now is very smooth, because you remove 100,000 employees and visitors coming to downtown to the new capital. So we need it? Yes, we need it. And we thank God that we do it in that time, because on those days it will be very difficult that we can do such. This is the first. I just want to explain this for everybody. The second, about the flooding, yes, we are studying now lots of scenarios. We're going to have, as I said before in several places, we're going to have to initiate some subsidies for the ACUD, which are made for the management of our infrastructure or our investments. We already initiate a company for education 2-3 weeks ago. Within the coming 2 weeks or less, we're going to have a new company for the managing the water and wastewater treatment plant, our plant and our infrastructure. We're going to have a company for waste management. All what I'm talking about, we are getting our partner is one of the international big names. We are not, because as I said, our aim as a company or our target to give you quality of life. So all those companies or subsidiaries, we are partnering with the best, with the know-how in the business, because we want to well manage the city. We are studying now, are we going to make available a part of the ACUD 5%
جزء.
10%,
صح.
or part of our subsidiaries. So lots of scenarios we're still studying. I think within the coming first quarter, or maximum the second quarter of next year, everything will be clear, will be announced. But all what we are doing now, we are preparing the company. And we are doing our changes in the structure and everything to be ready. Whatever the decision at that time will be taken, will be ready for that. So this is what happened.
Thank you very much. Sherif Bey. The administrative capital is a massive government-sponsored project. Tarboul is a private sector initiative.
Private public.
No, but let me rephrase this. It is private sector led, at least. Now, I'm going to pick up from something Engineer Khaled said about the population growth, 2.5% per annum annual growth in population. It is very relevant to what you're doing. I'll explain my angle. Basically, one of the, we have many problems, right? We all know that. But one of the key fundamental problems and challenges that we have has to do with the population growth, and more specifically, unemployment, creating jobs, especially for the youth. Egypt is a young country, and we need to create jobs, productive jobs for the youth. Otherwise, we could have a problem on many levels. Now, Tarboul is appearing a lot in the news recently. Already achieved things that are actually happening on the ground, covering many aspects. We read things about hydrogen, green energy, about smart city, about SME initiative, about car manufacturer, a lot of very interesting sectors. And to me, this is very important because it will create jobs, I assume. You create lots of jobs. So if I could ask you to give us a little bit, because I don't think many of us know how this idea of Tarboul started, and what is your vision as the person behind it? What are you looking to achieve in the next few years?
Thank you, Karim. First of all, Tarboul is a private-public partnership. Tarboul is owned, the landlord is the government. The president takes a decision in 2016 to have a new industrial city. Some bureaucratic things, and it takes something like 4 or 5 years to start, and after that we have COVID and something. When we start working, we'll be starting at 2020, something like that, we have a challenge that already many of the mega projects has been started before us. A new capital, new Alamein, SCZone. It was difficult to start a big project and just to count on the government support. This was the biggest challenge we have, especially for the infrastructure. For such a huge space we have at 109 million square meters, it was a challenge, and many of the people were suspecting that how can we do it? And we are lucky that we have a very good team to start with a business model. This is what we start, to create a business model. First, this is the amenities we have, is to have a new city, which is green, smart, livable industrial city. These components, these 4 components, integrate with you a new business model to have some kind of cash injection with different direction. We are lucky that we can convince very good partners, strategic partners like Orange, France Telecom itself, is investing in Tarboul. Our partner Taqamin for the infrastructure. We have also one of our partners which is here, is a very good insurance company who make for us a new tailor-made for the insurance, starting from everything up to the off-taker, which is something like a tailor-made insurance program. We work in the different sectors. We started with SMEs. We work very hard. We work very hard for SMEs. Also, we work for mega project. We have now the new wholesale market like the whole market is in Tarboul full-time and will be operated by one of the biggest in the world, a French company. Also now, we are working on a mega project like green hydrogen. We have the first electrolyzer factory in the Middle East. It will be in Tarboul. We started manufacturing already, the building started. We have, it's a big potential to have such an industry. I agree 100% with you what you said about the growth, how we are going to make our economic growth better. From our experience now, we have many problems, much problem. GAFI, we are working very close with them. They are supporting us. They give us very good program. We become an investment zone. This is also give us a very good support. But from our experience, localization of industry is a big problem. It's most of the businessmen in Egypt take it from the easier way. If we consider such an industry like cars, why we are not like Morocco? This is just a simple, very simple example. Why Morocco did this very successful model, and we have cars, a mobility manufactured for more than 30, 40 years. Now in Tarboul, we will announce very soon 3 big names from the world coming to Tarboul with the same model of Morocco. But it was very hard for us to convince them to work with us with such a model, because they are making their study in Egypt and they saw what the other did. So it's very simple to do the same CKD or something like that. For me, it was very strange. Why we take it from this easier way, just to have an assembling, or just to have some classes or something for each car. Localization is something very important. Now in Egypt, we have a big problem in Egypt, financial, but we also have a very good advantage age. Unfortunately, and we are not so proud of that, but we have the cheapest labor in the world now. We have the cheapest labor in the world. It's $2,000. This is the average of the labor in Egypt, which is something is not existing anywhere, any place in the world. Even in power, which is we can consider it's expensive for us, but 3 or 4 cents for the foreigners, this is something also you cannot find it in any place. For Tarboul, we have an advantage that our position, where we are close to everywhere. We are 70 kilometers from New Cairo, 77 from 6 of October, 110 from Suez Canal or Sokhna. We are just 5 kilos from Nile, and we are surrounded with the main supplier of labor in Egypt. This is the main supplier area for supply chain area for labor. We use this also as an advantage for us. This was an edge for us. But also we are very aggressive and we are very active in marketing and promoting for Tarboul everywhere in the world. Now we are very proud that by the end of next June, we have a full infrastructure for the first zone of Tarboul, which is 10 million square meters. This will be finished. And this is something we are very proud to have it. And this didn't cost the government. It's already has been financed by different ways, not counting the government till now. Of course, we still need some more support from the government. We still need that, but we are working according to the system. Also, we are lucky that because the people in Egypt now, the investors, the traders, most of them now just thinking that we cannot count on import. It's easy to import, but now it will become not easy for them, and this is also very good for us. It's a good advantage for us that people realize that localization and local industry is very important. And also the government now, everybody must know very well that even the government, when they make tenders, local supply has not enough support for supplying. Usually, many sectors in the government prefer to have an import item. This also does not support. So finally, once again, I thank GAFI for what they did for us, because Tarboul is built now with the GAFI model, which is changing the game for us, and we hope it will become much better. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I have one quick follow-up question on what you said. First of all, I commend your thinking that we need to localize industry. This is very important, something we've missed for many, many years. You cited the Moroccan example, which is perfect. I just came back 2 days from Morocco, and also India, 20, 30 years ago, did exactly the same. And I think this is something we have to do. We should have done already years ago, but at least we're starting. It's a mindset. But my question really has to do with SMEs. SMEs is a major treasure trove in the economy that has not been unlocked yet. We're still not able to bring the SMEs into the formal economy. I mean, we're still trying, but we haven't done it, quite honestly, for many reasons. So I would like for you to elaborate a little bit when you said you're making a facility for SMEs. What does that entail?
First, if you allow me, I forgot to say something, and this is my opinion for me and for all the businessmen in Egypt. The geopolitical situation all over the world now is very critical. And financially and economically, Egypt has a very good position because we have a good relation with everybody. We have a good relation with the West and the East, so this is very good for us. We are working very hard with Russia, and at the same time also we are working with Europe very well. So geopolitically in Egypt, I think this is what we have to consider. This is a big advantage for us in the next 5 years. So this is just some word I have to say it, because in Tarboul now we have almost 18 Russian factory now, and also Chinese. Okay. SMEs, when we study the best model of industrial city or industrial countries like Germany, like China, everywhere, SMEs is a majority. SMEs is a majority. SMEs in Egypt, the model is not so correct, in my opinion, because it's mass and there's no support. These people are not investors. These people need support, need somebody to take care of them. Of course, there is some kind of good models has been happening before, but in Tarboul what we did is we make a very good deals with 5 banks. We are using the program of the central bank of the 5%, and we use it, we position, but it's not just a plug-in factory, it's a plug-in with a complete program, with a marketing program, financial program, insurance program, all this kind of program. So this is the program we make it. We start with 700 factory, until now it's 200 already booked, and it's already, the demand is very high. We just start. We make a new program, we call it in Egyptian, in Arabic, sanna, or just manufacture. Just a very simple word, it's sanna, okay? This is a model we make it for the SMEs, and we are pushing this model to be, inshallah, the best in Egypt.
Hello. Thank you very much. This is very encouraging because, like I said, SMEs, it was all talk and no action. So this is looks like the step in the right way. Now we come to this another magnet, important magnet for domestic manufacturing, for foreign investors, for building an industrial base in Egypt, something that we lack. The Suez Canal Industrial Zone. Dr. Ibrahim has a long experience in the field of investment, private sector, public sector, Ministry of Investment, and so on, and you have just taken office this current position not so long ago. Now, again, I have to say, Suez Canal Economic Zone was first launched many years ago, 15, 20 years or something like that. Am I right in saying that up until recently, it did not really live up to the expectations? You don't have to answer that, but but the more important question, over the last year, 2 years, we saw an increased level of activity in the right direction. By that I mean 2 things. One, industrial nature, which in the first place will deliver a very important thing for us, which is import substitution, and then exports, of course. And the second is foreign investors, which is really what the whole idea was in the first place, if I remember correctly. Can you give us a current update, overview, what is going on, and also from the context, like I mentioned earlier, of job creation, because I still believe this is a key challenge for Egypt, job creation. So if you can cover both, please.
Thank you, Karim, for this introduction. Maybe many people don't know anything about what is the SCZone. First of all, I would like to just give you an overview about the SCZone and its facilities. Then I will do some results that we have achieved during the last 16 months regarding the FDI, localization, and industrial projects that we succeeded to attract. I will start with figures. During the last 16 months, we succeeded to attract 4.6 billion USD to the region, or to the SCZone, in different sectors. For the last fiscal year, 22-23, it was 3.6. In the last 4 months, we succeeded to attract 1.3 billion to the SCZone in different sectors. This is for numbers. And this is happening during this trend that we are facing, whether in the region or the international market. Imagine that you can attract all these investments to the SCZone, whether in the industrial sector or in the logistics and port market. In our vision, as you said, that it started 2002, this zone with 20-25 square kilometers in the beginning, but actually starting from 2015, when this entity was reestablished by the president to reformulate the board and all the functions of the SCZone to make it more powerful and to attract more investments, as we see to be an investment and trade hub in that area. That's why we spent the first 5 years to review our policies and regulations from 2015 to 2020. Then we faced the COVID-19. And this delayed our promotional campaign for a while. Then we started in 2022, mainly in December, till now, to have outbound missions to several countries. That's why we succeeded to attract all these investments to them. After 2020, we thought that to enable the business environment to invest in infrastructure. That's why we invested more than 3 billion in the infrastructure to enable the business environment. To reach our target to localize some industries inside the zone. It's very important. That's why we are focusing on industry from one side, as well as logistics and ports. Having that total area of 455 square kilometers currently under our umbrella, with 6 ports, 3 on the Mediterranean and the other 3 on the Red Sea, with 4 industrial parks. This, enable us to achieve the integration between the industrial parks and the ports from one side. In addition to these facilities, we provide some incentives. These incentives affect the operation cost of investment. In addition to the markets that we create, whether through the local market or the international markets. In addition to that, we always talking to investors about how to hedge the currency issue by at least achieving 50% of their products being pushed out to the international markets to gain revenues in USD. That's why we are focusing on that, and we succeed to attract many investments. As I said, till now, mainly during the last 4 months, we succeeded to attract 1.3 billion USD in several sectors. I do believe in figures as KPIs to show that our performance is going very well on the ground.
Thank you, basically. Another follow-up question. When you are planning your promotion and marketing and reaching out to countries and investors and so on, do you have a sort of a pre-prepared list of priorities of industries that you think you want to bring, and because you think you have enough advantages to bring such industries?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on
Yes,
this?
we have 21 sectors that we attract, but it doesn't mean that we are focusing only on these sectors. And so if we have other sectors, investors from other sectors, we are welcoming them. But at least we are focusing on these sectors, and we made many studies, deep dive and thesis about these studies. So we deliver these studies to the investors to know our market and to the regional market as well. So it gives him a clearer picture about that sector. So when we go to any country, targeting any country, we look at these what are the main sectors in that country. Then we go down to the companies in each sector. So we determine the list of companies in each sector, and we start to have B2B meetings with them directly.
Okay, thank you. Another mini follow-up question. Are you looking
I'm speaking, I mean, not too much to drag you to ask my questions, but
last one. When you're going through your priorities and in what industries you would like to have and so on, are you taking? I assume you are. Are you taking into account what industries you think Egypt needs to substitute imports, for example?
you know that it's a big priority now to rationalize our import bill. That's why we are selected these sectors. I mean, the sectors we target inside the SCZone, the green hydrogen production. This is one of the important sectors that we target inside the zone, and it's feeding industries regarding the electrolyzers and the solar PVs and the wind turbines and wind turbines blades, because this sector currently, I mean, the companies who signed the framework agreements, there are 11, they will produce from 75 to 100 gigawatt. You know, this amount is very big, and this will attract many industries that feeding that subsector. In addition to the green hydrogen production as well, you need electrolyzers. You need these, components for the renewable plants. You need, just other power plants regarding producing the glass for the panels and the panels itself. All these things are determined under that sector. In addition to the pharma sector, we focus on three things. The pharma products, and that's why we allocated a cluster inside Concord Industrial Park for this purpose. And we succeeded with two companies till now. One is Epico Altima, the other one is for eye drops, producing eye drops as well. And focusing on having this kind of cluster for each sector, this helps us to attract investment in that area with its supply chain. In addition to that, the textile sector, we allocated Abu Khalifa just about 15 minutes from Ismailia, one of the industries like that under our umbrella. We allocated that area for agribusiness and textiles. And we succeeded from moving that area from zero investment. Now, currently we are having 10 projects on the ground during 11 months. So being this start having determining the sectors and the feeding industry under this sector is very important. This helps you, to put the right direction how to attract these investments to which area that you want to attract. So having this kind of focus and strategy, it's very important. We are sector oriented and B2B directed.
Thank you very much. I think listening to all these three major pivots is, I think to me, it's very encouraging, it's very positive. It tells me we are headed the right way with the right people, so thank you all. Now we come to you, Serge, Dr. Sherin. Now, you are the supreme sponsor and promoter and facilitator of investments in Egypt. I know you've been doing a lot of things recently with the new changes and so on, but let me ask you this. You are in contact, I assume, almost daily with investors from all over the world. What is it you think they are most looking for and not getting when you come to talk about investing in Egypt?
Thank you, Karim. And thanks for everyone for giving this honor. It's a pleasure, of course, to be among this panel. It's a very hard question, no?
Well, we need to know what the problem is to fix it, so tell us.
Talking about this, I have to take a couple of steps back when I joined GAFI, and that's only about 8 months ago. I am coming from a private sector background and being always among all the private business people, and I've been always listening to all the challenges in investment, in the government, in the bureaucracy, and all that. And then I joined the club. So I started seeing lots of investors from all over the world, and when you talk to investors, you discuss one of two major things. The first thing is investors complaining from really big things that you can do nothing to remove them, and you can do nothing to remove them immediately. They want to a better economical environment. They want to, they are challenging very big problems. And probably this is one of the reasons that is causing lots of depression. But when you try to discuss with any investor, just let's avoid the major things and let's discuss about your real problems. And let's just focus on, just for example, you have a challenge in finding allocation. Then let's focus on this. Let's not discuss the whole economical environment in the world, in Egypt, in Africa. Let's just focus on small, individual, or sectoral even issues, and then we can, as a GAFI, as a governmental body, accessible to all the other governmental entities, and we can start working on it one by one. In this path, as much as I recall, we have solved 100% of the problems we face regarding any, yes, lots of investors, they face some pop-up challenges, some problems. Some of them complain definitely from the exchange rate, availability of US dollars. Some people, they have problems with taxes. They have problems with licensing. Yes, but let's take it case by case. Let's deal with each problem individually, because looking forward to changing the law, to changing the environment, to solve a major issue like the foreign currency issue, it's not going to be solved in a few days. It will be solved, everybody knows that, but it's going to take some time. Everybody knows there is a current challenge, and a big part of it is not only related to the Egyptian economic performance, it is also much related to lots of other aspects, global aspects. Everybody knows whether the European war, whether the US interest rates, high interest rates, all these factors. However, it's a very big challenge, and probably this is a very good chance and a very good motive for the Egyptian government to implement lots of improvement. And this is what I'm really witnessing currently. Everybody have heard of lots of resolutions and laws and changes that are taking place since the issues started. And these changes, nobody expected before that this would happen in Egypt. There are lots of support. We're getting back to the era where priority is for the private sector. We need now to support and motivate the the private sector to take the lead back again for the Egyptian economy. We are trying to not only obtain new promotion ideas, no, but also we listen to investors and listen to what they need, what can we help, how can we help. So there is no specific, regarding your question, there is no specific problem, unless if we're going to talk generally about the global problems, the economic problems, but each individual investor, each sector, everyone has his own challenges. And our job is to try and overcome these challenges.
Thank you. Well, I think we have to, there are two types of investors. There are investors that are already inside, and they have all sorts of problems that you have to deal with. And they are very different, as you say, but they do have some common features. And then you have the investors to be, which is probably even more important at this stage of our journey. Investors that are considering to come to Egypt, but have not made up their mind yet. What do you tell them now, if anything?
I'll also take you one step back. Talking about Egypt as a land of opportunities, we used to say this a long time ago, and always saying this, and we always talk about the Egyptian value proposition, location, weather, time zone, corner country, Suez Canal, cushion. I mean, it's a really rich country, but also it's not positioned relative to the expectations. One of the major issues from my point of view was we didn't have by that time specific clear product to sell or to promote for investment. I mean, there is a nice place with very nice weather, very nice looking, but investor needs something clear, a clear opportunity. I think the government has put lots of effort in the past few years in order to create real investment opportunities. Currently we have, I mean, being among the great people in this panel, we're sitting among really clear opportunities. I mean, whether the new capital with Tarboul, the SCZone, that's an opportunity. It's easy to sell. Now, if you want to attract an investor, if you want to do any promotion, first thing is you have to have a product, a clean product. You have to package it well, and then you have to decide the segments that you're trying to attract, and then you have to approach your customers. So now, finally, we have very clear, I mean, very well organized place like the new capital, very well organized product like Tarboul, SCZone, infrastructure, even laws, regulations, dedicated professional team. This is something we're witnessing newly. Like, I mean, this is not how it was before. So I believe that this is attractive for every investor, not only local, foreign investors as well. It's also attractive for expansion for lots of current investors. I know everybody's is hearing lots of complaints and complaining from challenges, but real life, most of the multinational companies I met in Egypt are heavily expanding in Egypt right now. And this is not only because it's an attractive time opportunity, but this is one of the solutions that they are adopting in order to avoid the foreign currency issue, for example. So they are taking advantage of this time in investing in buying a land in local currency, building construction, all that is in local currency. They are expanding in their exports. So all the current big players, they are all expanding. Also fresh investors. It's also a very good investment opportunities for them. With the current research and studies implemented by the Ministry of Trade and Industry, also some of them prepared by GAFI, we have some clear opportunities, we have some clear gaps that can be filled. And these gaps and these opportunities, when they are presented now, we're not just promoting everything for everyone. No, things are different now. We are targeting specific investors specialized in the needed industry, and we're targeting these investors to come and invest. And we present them a preliminary study, pre-feasibility study about the project. Things are different also. In one very important thing is that we used to act like a real estate agent. We're selling just land. This is now different. We are currently selling a project. I mean, I am selling you the project, and this project includes, as I told you, the feasibility study of the project, the ROI. I mean, we have a gap. We import this amount. We invest this amount. If you came and invested in this, you have the opportunity to cover for the local market, and you have an opportunity for exports. So things are really changing. I know there are lots of negative vibes around this, and it's understood, and it is due to lots of challenges. But I also, my background is always been sales and marketing and commercial, and being optimistic is part of my character. So I'm telling everyone that this is the right time for investment. It's better always to start in the low market.
Thank you. I think we all need a touch of optimism. Thank you very much. Nadia, do we have time for any questions, or one question? Okay, only one question.
Hi, my name is Omar. I have a question for Mr. Sherif. About Tarboul, you have been saying, like we've heard, it's a huge project. It's a national project. This is what we need right now. Developing the industry because of the currency, because of the export and imports. So it's a really strategic project. 750,000 jobs will be created, thousands of factories. And yes, you said it's a joint project between the private and public sector, but it is led by GP. So as it says in the title, challenges and opportunities. What challenges do you think you have that can be supported by the government or by different institutions or different associations that can help this project to become the best it could be, to reach its full potential?
In my opinion, the biggest challenge for us is mega project in Egypt is not one project, it's several projects, which is already the government starting from 2015 to have a very challenging strategy to have all these mega projects at the same time, which is Tarboul was unlucky because it started was the last one to start. So the government that's financially support, especially for the infrastructure, was not in the right position similar to the other projects from the beginning. This is the big challenge we have it, and we are lucky that we can solve it with our partner as an infrastructure developer. This is a model we made, but with such a big, huge 109 million square meters. So this was the second challenge was the new system of laws and which is GAFI also do it for us. The third problem we have now is the currency, which is everybody suffering now from this problem, which I don't think it's, I'm not sure about when it will finish, because this is the black market, now it's the market leader in the market. So this is something, it's changing the game and making all of us in a situation and a position that not existing everywhere in the world. It's this very dramatic situation, what we have now, for the black market to be the market leader. So this is something put everybody, the government, the private sector, everybody in a huge challenge. But in my opinion now, we have to work just first, which is our target, to have a localization of manufacturing, not only in one sector, every sector, but also we have to consider what we have advantage in. It's not just an industry, it's an industry, what we have advantage. This is the main target we're trying to. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I hope everybody is going to leave this room feeling a little better than when we came in. So thank you all very much. Thank you for being here, and thank you to our panelists. Thank you.